Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Ascending with Chantal. Today, we're going to talk about being broke but not broken. The journey from worse to better, recognizing your strengths amidst adversity. Life has a funny way of throwing curveballs. Sometimes it feels less like a gentle arc and more like a direct hit, leaving us breathless, bruised, and wondering what just happened. You might be intimately familiar with that feeling right now. Or if not right now, before now. The knot in your stomach, the weight on your shoulders, the gnawing anxiety that whispers, I'm broken. Perhaps it's a financial crisis that stripped away your security, leaving you scrambling for solid ground. Or maybe it's a relationship that crumbled, taking a piece of your heart with it. Or maybe it's a career dream that dissolved, leaving you adrift and questioning your path. Whatever the form, the experience is universally human. Moments when life feels relentlessly worse before it even begins to feel better. But what if I told you that this feeling, this temporary state of being broke, whether in spirit, finances, or circumstance, doesn't equate to being broken? What if your current challenges, as daunting as they may seem, are not a testament to your weakness, but an invitation to uncover an astonishing strength you didn't even know you possessed? This is the core message of today. Broke but not broken. The journey from worse to better, recognizing your strength amidst adversity. This is what we're going to be talking about today. This isn't just about surviving hard times, it's about thriving through them, understanding that the very struggle that you face are integral to your profound growth, and to understand that the unfolding of your unique spiritual journey. We're not here to pretend that hardships are easy or that pain is a myth or that this is just a moment just to kind of brush things off. We're far from that. We're going to dive deep into the uncomfortable truth that things often get harder before they get easier. But within that truth lies an even more powerful one. You are designed for resilience. Your soul, on its unique walk and calling, is using every single one of these physical experiences to expand, to learn, and to ultimately know its own boundless power. This is going to be for the ones who has ever felt overwhelmed, undervalued, or lost in the middle of their own personal storm. The message today is going to be for the people who need permission or feel like you need permission to be authentically human, to feel the bad alongside the good, while at the same time tapping into an unwavering belief that there are better things, there are better moments than everything that you're currently feeling, going through, or facing. So, we're going to explore how the deepest beliefs, your paradigm, shape your reality, how to make conscious choices that truly serve you instead of quick fixes that cost you, and how to harness the power of vulnerability, authentic expression, and unwavering self advocacy. We'll uncover the profound wisdom in divine timing. We'll learn to release the weight of the past judgments and embrace a dynamic approach to manifesting a life that truly aligns with your continuously evolving whole self. You're not broken. You are simply in a powerful state of becoming. So let's begin. Let's start by talking about the foundation, understanding your inner world, the invisible lens, your personal paradigm. Imagine for a moment that you wear a special pair of glasses. You wear a special pair of glasses, but these aren't your ordinary spectacles. Their lenses crafted from every experience that you've ever had, every lesson you've been taught, every assumption you've absorbed from your family, from culture and society. Through these invisible lenses, you perceive everything: your abilities, your worth, other people, the world, and even the very nature of reality itself. This invisible lens is your paradigm. Okay? Your paradigm is more than just a set of beliefs, it's your fundamental framework, it's your operating system for life. It dictates what you believe is possible or impossible, what you deserve or don't, and how you react to challenges and opportunities. It's the deep seated pattern of your thoughts and perceptions, often so ingrained that you are not even aware it's there, yet it silently steers the ship of your life. So, consider the experience of being broke. If your paradigm holds a deep seated belief in scarcity, or that you are just unlucky, or that financial struggle is your fate, then your perception of being broke will be colored by hopelessness, fear, and resignation. You might unconsciously attract more of the same, or simply fail to see opportunities because your lens isn't tuned to them. Conversely, if your paradigm including or includes the belief that resources are abundant, that challenges are opportunities for growth, or that you possess an ability to create value, then even in the face of financial hardships, your perspective will be one of problem solving, resilience, and eventual breakthrough. You're still broke in circumstance, but your paradigm keeps you not broken in spirit. This brings us to a crucial chain of cause and effect. Your paradigm is the foundation. This is where everything begins. Your worldview, your core beliefs about yourself and the world. If you believe you are powerless, your intentions will be limited. Your decisions will reflect that limitation. And your free will, while present, will operate within a self imposed cage. Your intentions, the desires, that's your motive. These are what you genuinely want. These are the things that you aim for or you wish to achieve. Your intentions are directly shaped by your paradigm. If your paradigm tells you something is impossible, you won't even form an intention to pursue it. If it says you don't deserve something, your intentions will subtly sabotage efforts to even attain these things. Your decision is your choices. These are the specific actions you take, the paths you select. Every decision, big or small, flows from your intentions. For example, if your intention is rooted in scarcity, right? If this is where your paradigm is if your operation or your thoughts are just to get by. If you're just in that get by paradigm, your decisions will reflect minimal effort or risky quick fixes. If your intention is rooted in abundance in your paradigm, so instead of the get by, you're thinking build sustainable wealth. Your decisions will involve learning, planning, and consistent effort to do so. Okay, so then your free will, that's the expression of agency. This is your ability to choose and act. However, the quality and direction of your free will are not simply random. They are deeply influenced by your current paradigm. You have the freedom to choose, yes, but your choices will always be filtered through the lens you're wearing. True freedom then comes not from just choosing, but from choosing to change the lens itself. So when you're feeling worse before better, it's often your old paradigm cracking under pressure. It's a signal that The way you've been seeing things, the beliefs you've been operating under are no longer serving your highest good. This discomfort, this feeling of being at a low point, can be the very catalyst that forces you to examine your lens and begin the powerful work of shifting your paradigm. Understanding your paradigm is the first, most fundamental step towards lasting transformation. Without it, you might make superficial changes that don't stick, or you find yourself trapped in repeating patterns because the root cause, your invisible lens, remains unaddressed. When you consciously begin to shift your paradigm, and this is how you know you're empowered, your intentions align with your decisions, with your true potential, and truly you begin to exercise your free will in a way that serves your deepest purpose. That brings us to the human experience, embracing it all. We live in a world that often pushes us toward perfection, towards constant positivity, and a neatly packaged version of success. But let's be for real. Let's be honest about it. Life in its raw, unfiltered truth is far messier and infinitely more profound. It has its mountaintops, yes, but it also has its valleys. Okay? And they're not always easy to climb. And often in those valleys is where the most transformative growth occurs. This is why it's absolutely crucial to acknowledge and embrace the full spectrum of the human experience. It's okay to feel worse. It's okay for things to be difficult, confusing, or even painful. In fact, these periods of discomfort are not detours from your journey, they are essential parts of it. They are the friction that creates polish, the pressure that forms diamonds. Think about it. Every skill you've mastered, every personal strength you've developed, likely came through a period of struggle. You stumbled before you walked, you failed before you succeeded, and often felt completely inadequate before you finally found your stride. This non linear path, where things seem to get worse before they get better, isn't a sign of failure. Let's First of all, we have to think about what failure really means as well. Failure is not doing something and it just didn't work out. Failure is not I tried and I'm failing. I'm not meeting my goals. Sorry, I'm not meeting my goals. That's not failure. Failure, like anything else, is a mindset. Failure is when you allow fear to keep you from even attempting the very thing that you are striving to become or attain. It's the universal rhythm of growth. From a spiritual perspective, this understanding, it deepens even further because your soul on its unique walk and calling chose to incarnate into this physical life precisely to experience this very human, often messy journey. These challenges, the financial struggles, the relationship heartbreaks, the career disappointment, the moments of feeling broken are not random afflictions. They're not random at all. They are divinely orchestrated lessons, opportunities, if you will, for your soul to expand in its capacity, to deepen its understanding of love, of resilience, and compassion. They are the raw material for your spiritual refinement. You see, you never stop growing in your journey and you never stop learning. This truth liberates you from the exhausting expectation that once you overcome one hurdle, you'll reach a static state of eternal bliss. Life is a dynamic, continuous unfolding, which means you can't expect things to feel the same that it once felt like to you before. Okay? What resonated yesterday might feel off key today. What brought you joy last year may no longer align with your evolving self, because you are evolving, because you are energy, and energy never stays the same. It never stays the same. It's a constant evolution. This constant evolution means that discomfort can often be a signal of growth. If things don't feel right anymore, it's because it's often because you are outgrowing an old phase, an old belief, or an old way of being. Don't run from that. Embrace that feeling. It's not a regression, it's a sign that you are stretching beyond your previous limits, expanding into a more authentic version of yourself. To truly benefit from this journey, from your journey, you must cultivate authenticity. We talk about that in almost every podcast. And anything that I teach and anything that I create for others to learn about, read about, or even just listen to me rant or talk, you're gonna hear me talk about authenticity. You're gonna hear me say that so many times, because you must cultivate authenticity. You cannot be on a spiritual journey and you are not finding truth about yourself, about who you really are. So, this means that being genuine about your struggles, your feelings, and who you are, even when it's uncomfortable, it means dropping the facade that everything is okay when it's not. It means suppressing your true emotions or pretending to be fine only creates internal resistance, making the worse before the better phase longer than what it has to be. And not even just longer than it has to be. It's more painful because you're not allowing yourself to be human. You're not enjoying the human experience. When doing so, when you enjoy the human experience, that's the good and the bad. You know that what you go through doesn't take from you, it sets you up for growth to expand. Every tear shed, every challenge faced, every moment of discomfort navigated contributes to the masterpiece that is your evolving soul. It's all part of the sacred curriculum of your own life. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about the illusion of completion while you're already whole. So, in a world that constantly bombards us with messages of more money, more possessions, more accolades, more perfect relationships, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing we are somehow incomplete until we acquire or achieve these external things. So we find ourselves chasing a feeling of wholeness, of being enough, by seeking external validation, only to find that even when we get what we thought we wanted, the feeling of true completion remains elusive. Why is that? When we're talking about feeling broken or incomplete, you don't need external things to complete you. The idea that something outside of yourself is necessary for your wholeness is an illusion. Your worth, your power, your essence, these are already fully present within you. They're woven into the fabric of your being. They are not dependent on your bank account. They're not dependent on your relationship status, your job title, or even current emotional states. When you think about it like this. Have you ever reached a goal that you desperately wanted only to feel a fleeting sense of satisfaction? Like just a fleeting sense before your mind started chasing the next thing. This isn't a flaw in you, it's a fundamental misunderstanding of where true fulfillment originates. I have had this problem so many times, especially when like I grew up under the expectations of others. So, technically, it doesn't really matter what I achieved. I didn't celebrate it. I was always striving for the next thing, the very next thing that was going to give me some feeling of fulfillment, even if it was just for seconds. So everybody has been there. If you believe external circumstances are what complete you, then when those circumstances falter, when you're broke, you will feel broken. But your external circumstances are a temporary reflection, not a definition of who you are. You are better than everything you're feeling, going through, or facing. This isn't wishful thinking or spiritual bypass. It's a declaration of your soul's truth. Your spirit is whole, it's boundless, and it's indestructible. The challenges you face are passing experiences, opportunities for growth, lessons for your soul. And don't get me wrong, I say that, but that does not mean that they don't suck. That does not mean that they are easy. That does not mean that every day you're going to wake up and think, today is an opportunity for growth. Today's lessons are good for my soul. You're not going to always feel like that. But what I'm saying is, those moments, they are not stains on your fundamental worth. Like when you feel despair, when you feel anxiety, when you feel inadequate, remember that these are emotions and situations you are experiencing. They're not the definitions of who you are. You are always at your core greater than any temporary storm. The journey from worse to better doesn't begin with acquiring something you lack. It begins with the realization that you already possess everything you need within. I used to absolutely hate hearing that it's already within you. It's already within you. The things you seek are already within you. Why I don't feel it? I don't I don't feel these things already within me. I don't feel like I possess the very qualities or of things that I'm looking for. I don't feel complete. If anything, I feel like I'm falling apart. So what do you mean it's already within me? They used to drive me insane. But trust the process. Okay? It's about it's about shedding the layers of misconception and external conditioning that have obscured our wholeness. It's about shifting your paradigm from one deficiency to one of abundance and completeness. When you grasp this truth, the pressure to fix yourself or your external situation out of a sense of lack begins to dissolve. Instead, your actions become driven by a desire to express your wholeness, to create from a place of abundance, and to align your outer life with the magnificent truth of who you already are. The journey to not broken starts with knowing you never truly were in the beginning. Next, we're going to talk about navigating the tides. We're going to talk about choices, coping, and connection. The votes you cast, if you will, to intentional coping. Life's challenges force us into a state of coping. If you think about it, when you're broke in spirit, in finance, or other significant ways, every day can feel like a series of choices, each one a silent vote on how you will navigate the storm. But these votes aren't just about what you do, they're deeply intertwined with why you choose to do it, reflecting on the intentions that stem from your paradigm. Consider this: when you face a setback, do you vote for withdrawal and isolation or for reaching out for support? Do you vote for blaming external factors or taking stock of your own responses? These are not decisions, they are direct expressions of your inner landscape, heavily influenced by the paradigm we discussed earlier. The act of coping is rarely a pure rational process, especially during intense emotional periods. When we stress or when our stress is high, our primal instincts often kick in guiding us toward immediate relief, even if it's not a sustainable solution. This is where the interplay of emotion and rationality becomes critical. Your emotions might scream for escape, for comfort, or for immediate gratification. Your rationality, though, can offer a more measured long term perspective. The challenge lies in learning to listen to both, but to empower your rational higher self to guide your ultimate vote. This brings us to the powerful concept of what? Accountability. Yeah, accountability. This isn't about blame, nor is it about taking on the burden of things truly outside of your control. It's about acknowledging your power within the situation. It's about taking ownership of your choices, your reactions, and your responses to what life presents. While you might not control the curveball that life throws, you absolutely control how you swing the bat, or if you choose to duck, or if you choose to practice a new swing for the next pitch. Let me tell you, when it comes to my past, I can say that no, I didn't choose the way the curveballs came, but baby, did I choose the way I swung the bat. We can even say literally. That's neither here nor there. When you embrace accountability, you move from a passive recipient of circumstance to an active participant in your life. You recognize that your vote matters. This shift in your perspective is incredibly empowering because it allows you to ask, given my current situation, what is the most constructive vote I can cast for my well being, my growth, and my future? Understanding your intentions behind your decisions is paramount. Why are you choosing this particular coping mechanism? Is your intention genuinely to heal and grow, or is it to escape, to numb, or to avoid discomfort? For example, if you are in a moment of overspend when stressed, is your intention to genuinely improve your situation, or is it to temporarily silence a feeling of inadequacy? If you isolate yourself, is it for purposeful rest and introspection, or to avoid vulnerable conversation? Again, when I would be in these moments, I just wanted to escape. I wanted to get away from everything and everybody or anything and anybody that did not bring peace to my current situation. And I used to get so annoyed or even enraged because sometimes it didn't happen like that. Sometimes I didn't have a place to escape. Sometimes I couldn't just leave. Sometimes I couldn't numb the feeling the way I needed to. Sometimes I felt as if spirit, as if my team just threw me in situations and around beings or people that I wanted nothing to do with and made me learn the hard way on how I had to find peace within myself, within my own home of self, no matter where I was, no matter how much I didn't feel like being bothered, no matter how uncomfortable the situations were, no matter how much these people didn't like me, didn't care about me, or didn't benefit my growth in any way. When I come back, we are going to continue talking about being broke but not broken. Until then, I want you guys to just think about the things that I've shared thus far. Leave some comments. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know how you have been handling your own situations. Let me know what you would like to know if you have any questions on how you should go about handling things. But we're going to come back for a part two of being broke but not broken. Until then, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Remember, I am on YouTube, All Things Spiritual with Chantal Jones, Patreon, Ascending with Chantal, Spotify, Ascending with Chantal. You guys take care.